All right. So, as you can see at the top of your screen right there, we are in. We are in. The Rams defeated the Minnesota Vikings today, and by doing so, has now earned themselves a playoff spot in the 2021 NFL playoffs. And I'm just going to give a quick little round of applause because we are in the tournament now. Where the Rams, they've done it. They've the whole point of the big thing throughout the regular season is to win enough games to make the tournament. Really doesn't necessarily. I suppose an argument could be made that seeding does matter, that the bye matters, that the extra week off, the home field advantage, that matters. And in some levels, it certainly does. But I've always been of the mindset, as long as you make the tournament, anything can happen. So as long as your team is able to make the tournament in January, you've done it. You've done it. You're in the tournament. It doesn't matter, the ups and the downs of the regular season, the whole no-win November. We didn't win a game in November. That really doesn't matter anymore because we've made the tournament. And as y'all know, when the playoffs start, it is a completely new season. Completely new season. You can just put the regular season in the rear view. And the Rams, by defeating the Minnesota Vikings today at their house with a final score of 30-23, moving their record now up to 11-4, while dropping Minnesota to 7-8, have secured a playoff spot. You want to know what else they've secured? That is first place in the NFC West. So, once again, congratulations to the Rams for now with their victory today and with the Cardinals losing against the Colts yesterday. Hold up. You know what? I can't believe I didn't have this pulled up for y'all. Hold on. Boom. Look at that. Y'all like how that looks? Y'all like how this looks right here? Check this out. Sitting atop of the NFC West with a record of 11-4, the Los Angeles Rams. We're on top, boys. We're on top. The Cardinals are in a complete spiral mode. It looks like the team's imploding. I'm not gonna talk too much trash as of yet because anything can happen. Like I just said, the playoffs is a different animal, and the Cardinals will certainly be in the playoffs. So we got to watch out for them. Third place, the San Francisco 49ers, 8-7. Another team we're going to have to deal with here shortly who will also make the playoffs. But the Seahawks, they're pretty much done. So we are now in first. So very proud of the team. I really thought it was a good win, good solid effort by the Rams. It was the Vikings played us tough, but it was one of those games where I was never really worried, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I felt like the Rams really handled Minnesota easily. It was kind of a close game. I believe it was close because we let it be close with the 3 turnovers that Matthew had, which is a negative I'll get to in a second, but overall, it was a solid win. It was a comfortable win. I wouldn't say dominating, but the Vikings never felt close. You know what I mean? It was the Rams. The highlights of this game is the defense led by Aaron Donald, who has been playing like the best player in football the past couple weeks. And I'm very proud of him. And the defense as a whole, Raheem, you've been doing a much better job these past couple of weeks. The defense is finally coming into its own. They're finally getting these new pieces, used to playing with everyone, and we have some young guys stepping up, and they're starting to click at the right time. This is incredibly encouraging for all the Rams fans worried about the defense. We seem now there's plenty of games left. We'll see. We seem to be clicking at the right time. I do feel there are times where we give up. I still feel we're susceptible to the heavy ground and pound game, but that's almost nitpicking a little bit because we played great against the run today. And I can see more of the physicality. I can see more of just the defense tightening up as a whole, and it's good. I like to see more press coverage. Get more physical with those receivers, which they've been doing, which I really like. It's a good mixed bag. So the defense once again takes center stage and really helped our offense. Helped our offense out because our offense, I thought the running game was spectacular. The running game was certainly spectacular. Sony's a gem. I'm in the camp. Why not keep him? Why not have Sony Michel and Cam Akers for next season? I'm down with that. I mean, why are you going to get rid of a guy that's playing well for you? Don't do that. Don't do that. Sony's the man here, dude. I mean, Sony did so well today. Just such a physical runner. I think he crossed the 100-yard mark, y'all. Dude, yeah, right here. He had 27 carries for 131 yards and 1 touchdown. Sony Michel did. This dude is a beast, man. Very, very, very physical runner. I love the physicality. This channel has screamed at the top of my lungs that the Rams need to be more physical, and you can see it. You can see the adjustments being made to kind of change this philosophy and play style to be a more physical operated team, which is not easy to do mid-season. That's not easy to do mid-season. But the Rams are giving it their best shot, and they're guys. They're what they're doing right now is giving me all kinds of hope, because this is what a championship team does. They make the adjustments and they go out and attack and they get it done. And I'm drinking all the Kool-Aid right now because, I mean, Cooper Kupp tied Torrey Holt's franchise record with 100 yards receiving game in a single season with his 10th on Sunday. Okay, so he's had 10th 100-yard receiving games, and he finished the day with 10 catches for 109 yards. Good Lord. I mean, Cooper Kupp, I love this man. Cooper Kupp, yes. Excellent job, sir. Odell got his 4th touchdown. He had 4 receptions for 37 yards. And overall, before I get to this next part, I thought Sean once again did a good job calling plays. He was very, very steady and very, very patient. And he played it like a master chess player, man. This is what I've been waiting to see, and something he has not done early in the season, and he is now certainly doing now. And that's slowing the game down, winning the time of possession, kind of lulling the defense to sleep, and that's when you strike with those big plays. Now, big plays really weren't there today. Matthew really did not have that good of a game. But that's going to happen. Matthew, don't beat yourself up over it. It is what it is, man. These things are going to happen. Sometimes your star players will have bad games, and when that does happen, the rest of the team has to step up, wrap their arms around Matthew, and say, hey, man, we got you. We're going to carry you through this game, and it's going to be all right. We got you because that's what championship teams do. That's what championship teams do. Very encouraged to see the power of Sony Michel. The wide receivers played really well. Matthew was off the mark a little bit, and I don't really know what it was. It's I don't know. I know that Vikings front is they're very physical. I know Matthew was probably hearing them in the back of his mind. Um, but he was just off, and he just made some silly mistakes, man. Like throwing when we were backed up on the 10, he like escaped pressure and just threw it up for grabs, and the Vikings picked it off for their first would be, and then they picked it off right in the red zone, and they went ahead and scored. You cannot be doing that in the playoffs, Matthew. We can't be giving like we should have blown the Vikings out. To be honest, there was never a point where I felt the Vikings were a legitimate threat. I never felt that. I really didn't. We kept the Vikings around with our silly mistakes. And Matthew, look, man, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm not here to embarrass anyone. I'm just here to, if I see something, I got to call it out. I got to call it out. And Matthew made a lot of mistakes today and probably made more than pretty much anyone on the team today, especially with, I think the team only committed one penalty, like for 5 yards. And on the Vikings, too, it was a very disciplined game. There was no flags. And I always like that. I like to see games with no flags. So, don't beat yourself over it, Matthew. We got the win. I thought he managed the game well for the most part. But those mistakes, those turnovers, man, I know you're trying to make something happen downfield, but like the first pick with Van Jefferson being excuse me. That pick when we were backed up on the 10-yard line was his first. The second one was when Van Jefferson was double covered by the Viking. I mean, you can't be throwing that, Matthew. He's got two guys right on his ass. You can't be throwing it when there's guys all around him like that. It's just you just got to be smarter with the football. And I'm so glad you're on this team, but it's just we can't be giving these teams freebies like this in the playoffs. But I would rather see it happen now. Have Matthew kind of adjust to it, learn from it before the playoffs. This is all good. And special teams, Brandon Powell had a 61-yard punt return for a touchdown. That was our first one since 2015. And it came at the right time when the Vikings were getting a little momentum. Beginning of the second half, Brandon Powell goes 61 yards and scores. It was pretty awesome, y'all. But it was just overall, I was pleased with the performance. I thought all three phases played generally pretty well for the most part. Defense played spectacular today. Really, really liked how solid they were in the run game. Really liked how solid they were in coverage. I thought they played physical, especially on the line of scrimmage. It looked like they could still work on the run defense because the Niners are around the corner, y'all. Y'all need to get the big boy pants on for them. So keep working on the run defense. Thought y'all did well. Y'all pretty much played better than the other two phases, I think, this game. I thought offense played pretty well. The run game was spectacular. I thought the line was very aggressive. I thought Sony was very aggressive. And I thought the receivers, Cooper Kupp, our receivers block. We have the best receiving core in the league. I'll just say that right now. We have the best wide receiver core in the league, bar none. I don't want to hear no more about Devontae Adams being the number one wide receiver in the league. It's Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry. It's Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cooper Kupp plays special teams for us too. You know what I mean? Who else? What other wide receiver do you see block like this man does? Cooper Kupp. If everyone on this team was like Cooper Kupp, we'd be a dynasty. Because that man is so selfless. Let me get the word right. Selfless. And he has such a high IQ, a love for football, a love for his team. He's one of my favorites, and I'm so happy he's on our team. He's the best receiver in the league, in my opinion. But the only ones that really struggled on offense was Matthew. But Matthew just, take it with a grain of salt. We got the win, study the tape, and learn from it. Matthew's got to get better at a few things, and I believe that he will. Matthew has really changed a lot of things for us in his first year with a new system, so it's not easy, but he's doing well. He just didn't have a good game today. But that is going to be it, y'all. I've rambled on a little too long there, but overall, I thought it was a solid performance. And with this win, a solid performance against a quality opponent. And with this win, we are in the playoffs. We have made the tournament. We're in the 2021 NFL playoffs where anything can happen. And we are currently sitting first place in the NFC West. So things are looking good. Things are looking good. Even with all this craziness, even with Andrew Whitworth not playing, all this coof nonsense of people getting on the list, and last minute Andrew Whitworth got put on the list last minute, so he didn't even play today. The Rams have barely had any time to practice because of all this craziness, which none of it is their fault. None of it's their fault. They just have to deal with. They're just having to deal with this. And I thought the players, the coaches, have responded so well. Sean has responded so well. I'm very proud of the team. I'm very proud of Sean. It has not been easy for them the last couple weeks, but they've delivered. They're on a hot streak right now. Let's keep this going. Sean, keep building on this ball control, physical style of offense, and we'll get where we need to be. So I'm going to stop it right there. I've been rambling on too long. I'm just super excited because our boys have made the playoffs. So I'm going to cut it off here. That's going to be it for now, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, go Rams.